Stonehenge to Moscow, from the place where East meets West, from the bicameral fissure of the global mind, from the Eastern Bloc to American rock. Welcome to At This Moment on freedomslips.com. Hey everyone, it is 2 days after tax day, lucky you. It is April 17, 2013, at least here on this continent. Might be tomorrow already somewhere else. But anyway, I'm Angela Black. This show is called At This Moment. You are listening to Revolution Radio on www.freedomslips.com. I am lucky enough today to be joined by who's going to become my new BFF, whether he likes it or not, Chris Keller. Chris Keller, welcome to the show and welcome to your second appearance here on Revolution Radio.
Hi, Angela. Great to be here.
Thank you so much for reaching out. I was very interested in your show with Janice Barcelo. Is that how we say her last name?
That is her.
Yes. A few weeks ago, she follows my show on Fridays, and because I guess I'm her fluffer, as you know, we are all each other's fluffers here on Revolution Radio, and we always try to make sure that we promote all of our hosts and shows, as well as reach out and say thanks to everyone that listens and is in the chat. If you are not listening via the actual website, freedomslips.com, you should. And if you are interested in the chat, it's a great way to exchange information, find an Insty family, if you will. And all we ask is that you behave yourself. There's no hate chat in there. That's about it. So, yeah, we enjoy all people. Hello to everyone in the chat. You're all amazing people and great supporters of this amazing Truth Network. So, I guess the key word today is amazing, which would be a description for you as well, Mr. Keller. So, first of all,
I've been called worse.
First of all, let's talk about where you're located.
My office is, I live in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. It's just north of the border.
Uh-huh. That's and then you are a holistic healer, is that correct?
Correct. That's what I do for a living.
Nice, nice. And how does one become an holistic healer?
Well, it's a good story. I spent the last 28 years or so before I started doing this in the printing industry. And while I was doing that, my first wife, she fell ill with a rare disease called scleroderma. So about just over 6 years ago, she unfortunately passed away. So what happened there is that enabled me at 45 years old to stop working and retire. So the old saying goes, you close one door, another door opens. And long story short is that I discovered this world of alternative energy medicine and all things that accompany it. And I found out that this is what I'm supposed to be doing with my life, you know, helping people with health problems and working with universal cosmic energy and quantum physics and that type of thing to help alleviate health problems. So I started that, you know, about a year after she passed away, and now I've got my own office. I do this 5 days a week. I'd do it more if I wanted to, and extremely busy and productive with it.
And that's terrific. Now, because of the invention of the internet, you're able to do a lot of this from afar. Is that correct?
Oh, you know what? The whole realm of energy is fascinating, and you know, energy is just what it is. It's energy. It can travel at the speed of light. It can travel at the speed of the internet, which is sometimes a little slow, but for the most part, it's pretty good. So when I use my energy tools, which consists of pyramids and different types of components of it, when I hold the pyramid over the phone or over my camera on Skype, no matter what part of the world you're in, you feel the energy happening. Just the other day, I worked on somebody in Brisbane, Australia. And as I was working on them, they felt, you know, the tingle and the changes and the shifts in energy that everybody feels when I do this work on them.
Wow. Yeah, we experienced that when you were on Janice's show a few weeks ago. There was somebody that had called in And by the way, everyone, we might be able to take a caller after the break, at the half-hour break. So if somebody wants to call in at around the 30 break, I'm assuming that might be a possibility. Chris, I actually didn't ask you about that first.
Oh, sure, why not? Let's have some fun.
Well, it's a possibility. So if somebody wants to call in, the number is 347-688-2902, or you're able to add us on Skype as the username Freedom Screen, or myself, this Blue Monkey. You can always add me as well, and we can drag you into the call. I did have the opportunity of watching you do a little bit of a camera Skyping with that guest. The guest wasn't on camera, but you were, and you were holding some type of pyramid object with like some discs on it or something, and it was very interesting to me.
You know what?
Go ahead.
I think I'm going to turn my camera on so that anybody's watching, they can see it. Hi, everybody.
Hi, I'm not sure if they can because we're just on Skype together.
Oh, okay, so never mind that then. Okay, so
but
anyways,
I'm watching. And everyone, just so you know, Chris Keller is not a man who's going to rip you off either. He's charging $50 an hour. So I just wanted to point that out, that I'm definitely going to be doing a private session with Chris over the next few weeks once I get my first paycheck from my job. And I'm very excited about it. Like, I really think it's worth it. So I'm going to direct you all to his website before we continue on with this conversation. ChrisKeller.net, and that's ChrisKeller.net, and there's a lot of cool products on there. We're going to get into that as we go, but please continue with what you were with what you were speaking about just a second ago. My apologies for interrupting.
That's okay. The pyramid that I use is something that I developed. Now, I have a tool maker in Alberta, Canada, who is very, very high in the energy realm himself. He's probably one of the biggest energy people that you're ever going to find and meet, and he builds all these tools out of copper rod, and he plates them in gold and platinum, and so the energy that he puts when he makes them is in there. Also, the components it's made of, the gold and the copper and the platinum, add a lot of aspect to the energy. Now everybody knows about pyramids. Okay, the pyramids of Egypt have a certain power and a mysticism to them. The way pyramids work is that they take positive ions, and as the ions flow down to the base of the pyramid, they turn to negative ions, which are the really good ions, and they're strong ions. Okay, when I take a pyramid and I add 5 different layers to it, and I multiply it, and you'll be able to see this pyramid on my website. I got pictures of it. I'm very proud of it. When you add crystals like quartz crystals and all different types of magnets and things, it really amplifies the intent and energy that I use when I want to fix a health problem. So the way I usually start, if somebody has a health problem, you come into my office, or we talk on the phone or Skype, and you tell me your symptoms and give me a brief overview of what you're experiencing. So it's basically a 2-part system. So I start off by using a pendulum, and I've got a series of charts that I've developed. Now, I took some courses. One was was a dowsing course from the Dowsing Institute, Radionic and Dowsing Institute of Canada, and they sent me a bunch of charts, and I couldn't understand them. They're kind of cerebral, and I'm not that into that type of thing. So I threw them all away and developed my own charts. Now, ultimately, when you're working on a health problem, you have to be open-minded enough to know what that health problem could be. So let's take diabetes. Okay, the word diabetes is a badge that the medical community gives you to wear that says your blood sugars are unstable.
Okay.
So when I work on somebody with diabetes, Alzheimer's, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. I'm going to find out what your diabetes is. I'm going to find out what your fibromyalgia is. Could be one of 4 or 5 different things. And generally, with a health problem, like let's take diabetes. There's probably something wrong in your pancreas. Your insulin levels are jumping all over the place. Mm-hmm. That could be a parasite within your pancreas. It could be a mineral deficiency, which is most common. It could be a mineral excess, like iron or beryllium or cadmium or something like that. It could be a negative energy, and we'll talk about negative energies if you like. That's another aspect of what I do. So once I find out what it is, the pendulum's going to tell me, okay, so pancreas I need to work on, and I need to remove a parasite. So I'm going to take this pyramid, and I'm going to hold it over your head, or over the phone, or over the camera on Skype, and I'm going to tell it what to do. I'm going to give it my intent to neutralize the parasite or the mineral excess within your pancreas. And at the quantum level, the energy is going to manipulate the molecules in your body and make that stressor vanish. It's just going to, just like an opera singer sings at a frequency and shatters a wine glass, it's going to just cause it to vanish.
Wow. Even through Skype?
Even through Skype. It's just energy.
Okay. That's amazing.
It is. And you know what? Every morning I still have to pinch myself to know that things are still alive over here, because the stuff that I'm coming up with and working on with people is amazing.
Yeah, and rewarding, I'm sure, as well, which is something I guess your life path has, put in front of you. So it's very neat to listen to a positive individual with so much negativity going on the planet, and all these, all the bad news, all the this, all the that. So for you to have reward as a holistic healer as a human, to find a purpose and healing path after such a tragedy in your life is very inspirational to me, very inspiring. So I'm every time that I've had just a little bit of interaction with you, I find myself drawn to you, and I do feel as if I can trust you, as though I can. And even though we haven't met for that long, I feel that your vibration that even comes through your voice is very, very calming, very trustworthy, etc. And so I'm happy to be able to help, maybe promote a little bit more of your business. Not that you're not busy already, but it's very interesting to meet someone who has found such purpose in life. And
you're gonna make me cry.
Well, I do feel. I'm a feeler. I'm one of those empaths, whether I like it or not. So I'm looking forward. You never know. Maybe I'll find a new path myself. We never know. So. Okay, that is amazing. And so you have an office where people can come and visit you live, and then you also do the international phone and or Skype healing type thing.
Correct. Probably 75% of my clients are all on the phone and on Skype. In Canada, of course, we have a free healthcare system, so people tend to go there before they're going to spend $50. But yeah. you look in the States and other countries that have healthcare issues, to spend $50, I'll spend $50, no problem. If the problem's going to go away, of course, because the alternative is spending thousands of dollars. So
and a lot of time.
Really taking off, really taking off in the States and overseas for sure.
That's awesome. Now, I put some of your links, the about and your products and services in the chat room at www.freedomslips.com. Everyone, you really should go in there and go to the chat. And I'm inviting you too, Chris, to eventually join in our chat, because there's a lot of great stuff going on in there. Anyway, I wanted to... the first thing I really wanted to talk about, though, even though we can't do it over Skype, is the footbath thing, because my friend had one, and apparently this can remove many toxins, heavy metals, and apparently parasites, and even in one person's case, a slug out of their feet, because apparently the feet have the largest pores in the body. So I was curious if you would elaborate a little bit about your actual office visits with the footbath thing.
Well, with the footbath detox, that's how I got started in this whole business. That's where I started. I met somebody who does them, and he introduced me to the whole thing. The way the footbath works is really cool. You put your water in a bucket, your feet in a bucket of water, and then we put a mechanism off a controller within the water, and that's going to emit positive and negative ions into the water. Okay. The negative ions are good ions, the positive ions are bad ions, but we still need that balance of them. So the best way to describe it, let's say your liver is charged negatively with ions. If you add positive, if the toxins in your liver are positive charge and the liver's negative charge, it's like a magnet. So when you change the polarity, you adjust the ions, now all of a sudden the toxins reverse their charge and they repel from the liver. And they're going to go into your bloodstream, and as your blood pumps through your body and goes through your feet, because your feet are in like a magnet with electricity in there, it's going to just pull the toxins out of the pores of your feet.
Wow. Yeah, I'm looking at the photo where it's like this gross,
Thick sludge.
coppery. Yeah, it's disgusting. Uh, so now, do you sell the foot and bath itself?
No, I don't sell the foot bath myself. Of course, if you wanted one, I could get you one.
Uh-huh.
The foot bath equipment that I use is from a company called AMD, and they have quite an array of different products that you can buy. They have a personal one that you can buy for your family, or you can buy a professional one and make some money at it if you like.
Okay. Now, yeah, that's something I was actually very interested in. The next thing I want to ask you about is everyone, I did put this, it's chriskeller.net/services.html. And you can see this graphic. He shows the pyramid with the different aspects of it that we've just talked about. We're now talking about the foot bath detox, which if you're not local to Chris, then, I suggest you look into your local area, etc., because I'm a big believer and I haven't done it yet, but I cannot wait. Next, I'm looking at live blood analysis. Now, it says by simply obtaining a drop of blood from a finger, your blood can be viewed on or somebody's blood can be viewed on your 17-inch monitor with dark field live blood microscopy. I think I'm saying that right. Many
Yep.
actual live issues within the blood can be seen, such as uric acid, bacteria, parasites, and so on. Now, that's something they have to do locally with you. Is that correct? They can't send you a blood sample.
Yeah, that's got to be done locally. And
Okay.
there are a lot of people who do dark field live blood microscopy all over the North America. It's very attainable if you just research it and find somebody who does it.
Okay.
You can get it done.
Wow, that's so cool. I really wish I lived in Winnipeg. Okay, so yeah, and I'm going to put this, so it's live blood. I'm going to put this link in the chat. It's very interesting to look at all of these different graphics that you have. And so are you, now by taking somebody's blood, do you need to be licensed, or how does that work? Is there a particular, field that you must follow, protocol with?
No, well, in Canada, there's no need for certification for something like that. It's just taking a
Pinprick.
it's a pinprick of a device you'd use. Somebody with diabetes who's testing their blood sugars would use it every day. So
Gotcha.
it's very easy to do, and you're not going to hurt anybody, and it's not that big of a deal, really.
Okay. All right. Well, that's cool. And then the last one I'm looking at here, well, not the last one, but there's Crystalline Energy Tools. Ideal Protein says lose to 5. This is another thing you're interested in, or you're involved in.
Yeah.
Weight loss with protein, with a protein diet. You want to get into that a little bit?
Well, what I do with that, I've had a lot of clients who they come in for energy work, and they'll ask me, is there anything you can do to help me lose weight with energy? And the best thing I can say is get off your butt and watch what you eat. As that goes. But there's always with weight loss, if you have a thyroid problem, of course you want to use energy to fix the thyroid. If there's anything that's hindering your body's metabolism, we can do that with energy, of course. But ultimately, you do have to watch what you eat, and for a lot of people, they need a little help in that area. So I brought on the Ideal Protein Diet. So that we can raise the protein in your body to its normal levels. It's not a hyper protein diet. It's a normal protein. So everybody gets about 60 to 80 grams of protein in their body per day. And you eat the product, and it cuts all the sugars out of your body so that your body can go into what's called ketosis, so that you use your fat cells for energy. So
Right.
you
Actually, I've done that. That's the Atkins diet.
Yeah, it's pretty much like the Atkins.
Yeah, exactly. Or very much like the Atkins. Yeah, I actually was in ketosis a few times. This would be about a decade ago, or maybe a little longer. And it's a very interesting process because there's a lot of protein going on. Now, my question to you. So I'm looking at this. It's an actual product, and they're showing a cup of what looks like coffee. So it's not just about eating a bunch of shrimp and beef, is what you're saying.
No. The protein that is used is a soy protein from Germany. Okay. So it's so far it's untouched by Monsanto, which is a good thing.
Hey, it must. That's a must.
Yeah, I researched that a little bit. I wanted to make sure that it wasn't any bad protein. So the protein is actually a good quality, and I've got people on it that are losing 3 pounds a week, no problem.
Yeah, I remember doing that diet. It was very tough for me to get into ketosis. I had to go under, I'd say, about 15 carbs a day minimum, I mean maximum. So now do you, how long would you suggest the protein diet, because I know you're supposed to take a break from it, and then recharge with the protein again, because if you stay on it for a long time, I'm not sure if that's a good thing, unless you take a break in the middle, like 2 weeks, and then you take a week off or something.
Everybody's different with it. Depending on how much weight you want to lose. If you want to lose 60 pounds, well, to lose 60 pounds in one shot is going to be a little bit of a shock to your body. So when people's weight loss starts to slow down, I recommend that they go off it for a little bit and then reset their body, and then your body is going to say, oh, okay, it is okay for me to lose weight, and then it's going to be
right. The fight or flight method, I suppose, or the body thinking that. Yeah, exactly. Now, are you a person who used this routine yourself, this protein diet?
Well, because I sit in my office all day long, I can't get out for lunch, so I would eat my ideal protein products. And one day I looked at the scale and I lost 20 pounds without even trying. So
wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we're still, we have about maybe 4 or 5 minutes before the break. And I just wanted to continue just talking about other things that you offer, if you don't mind.
Sure. Go right ahead.
Okay. So let's see. Now, there are some products available, but we'll get into that after this particular, right now we're looking at services. So Crystalline Energy Tools, it says, are by far the most effective way of neutralizing stressor frequencies in the body. By simply standing within the energy field of these tools, one can actually feel the energies moving within the body. So this is considered like sacred geometry. Is that right?
That's right. And that's the tools that I use within my practice, the pyramids, the rings, all different types of things. And we're gonna do a demo with a ring after the break. So people can feel the energy, and everybody who's listening today, if you're touching your computer, if you're on the radio, if you are touching it, you'll feel the energy move within your body for sure.
That's so exciting.
Yeah. So the tools that I use in my clinic, I also sell them. I mean, everybody has the opportunity to buy these things, use them themselves on their family, and to help people with their health.
Yeah, and that's exciting because I was looking at the products and they're not outrageously expensive. I mean, you're offering some pretty decent prices for these amazing products. So I can't wait to start delving in. I'm really looking forward to it because from what I'm gathering, people almost I don't want to say that they're not return customers, but it seems to me that once a person gets treated and or purchases some of these products, they don't necessarily need to return.
Well, the thing is, these are good for a daily maintenance on certain things. Ultimately, if you do have a big health problem, you have to know what to work on.
Yeah.
So if you came to me and we did some work with the pendulum and found out what you needed to work on, then instead of doing a visit with me every month, you could daily do some work on yourself every day.
Right, and then maybe a maintenance visit like $50 a month isn't bad, yeah. So all right. So we're gonna do something like that after the break. That's exciting. I think there was one more thing I wanted to get into with your services, healing with pyramids, the radionics.
Radionics is a cool aspect of energy. Everything in our bodies in the universe is frequency. What radionics is a device that can manipulate frequencies. So if there's a frequency of a virus, by the same method of opera singers singing and shattering a wine glass, you just shatter that frequency of the virus. Everything has a radionic code. So you take that code, neutralize it, and the virus just vanishes. Also, what I do with radionics is you can make a frequency go away, and you can also charge something with a frequency. So I have various types of silicone wristbands that everybody's seen a lot of, and I have a device within my radionic device that I can put the wristband in, and I can charge it with something. So I can put the frequency of sleep. So if somebody has a lot of trouble sleeping, they wear this wristband and they sleep like a baby.
Wow.
One that works very well is balancing female hormones. Okay, females are hormone-driven people, and we love you for that. But sometimes that
we love you for that, he says, everyone.
sometimes that time of the month comes along and PMS happens and you get irritable and you get a lot of cramping and that type of thing. And, my heart goes out to you because us men don't have to go through that. But when you
actually, if you live with us, you do.
Yeah.
Listen, we're on a break.
Because my wife wears one of these things. So
nice.
when you wear this bracelet, it'll just calm the hormones right down and balance them out. So it's a nice transition.
That's great. We're on a break. We'll be right back after this short message-ridden situation at revolutionradiofreedomslips.com. I'm Angela Black, joined today by Chris Keller.
Radio at freedomslips.com, and we'll be right back after this message.